Hi, I'm Andreea Zaman. I'm Multi-Utility Services Manager at Stark, and I've been here for 14 years.
I'm Ballantine. I am one of the operations technical team leaders. Been at Stark for 13 years.
I like to call it on steroids, but you got a much more eloquent answer to that one. So
Did I?
I thought you did.
What did I say?
I think it was on the lines of P72 was all gone.
It's on a much grander scale, but it's working in a different environment because P72, you already had existing half-hourly, non-half-hourly environments and you were just switching between them.
Yeah.
Whereas now you're leaving one behind and going into a whole new world of communication between suppliers and agents.
Challenge, I wouldn't call it disruption. Certainly a disruption, but I think challenge sounds better. So definitely challenge. Biggest challenge we have faced, but
yeah,
nothing we can't deal with, I think. We'll see.
That's just because there's a whole new load of terminology.
Oh yeah.
The interaction between participants is changing.
Yeah.
So in operations, we first have to understand how those different things work and then ensure that everyone else in ops.
I found it really difficult to leave the old terms behind, and like I've been trying. So this pub 34 message, so then that's basically a 148, isn't it? Like I just always try to like connect the old world to the new world, and I've soon learned that it's not worth it. So just got to get on with the new terms and the new pub messages, and yeah, the whole new terminology that we all have to learn.
We care about the data.
We do.
We're passionate about it.
Innovative, and we're very proactive in that sense. We're not reactive in any way. We don't just wait for someone to come and tell us there's a problem here, can you go and fix it. We're on air, like we can spot it straight away. We'll be like, something's gone wrong, please do this in order. So we got years of experience. This is why our suppliers like us. We're very knowledgeable. Unfortunately, the industry has suffered a lot of knowledge loss over the last few years, particularly in the non-half-hourly side. So sometimes, you don't just work with us, you end up teaching them. So we don't just have to know our job, we have to know what they're supposed to do as well, so then you can hand guide them through the process. And P72 was a great example of that. We've created tailored bespoke processes where the meter operators, particularly with our own meter operator, and suppliers as well, like always reporting, looking at like what is migrating today, what's missing, like being proactive in that, right, this is meant to migrate tomorrow, but something is missing, can we get that done so then we can still migrate in time, etc. So I would say that is what makes us different, the knowledge, the passion, and the level of proactiveness. I think I've answered everything. I really thought hard about that question. The D2 is the quality of that D2 that you get at the end of the day. The job doesn't change really. We're still going to be expected to. It's
still the same meters on the wall. It's still the same data. It's just the framework.
Yeah, exactly. But the end result will be the same, getting that half-hourly data out the door. It's just we're going to do it in a slightly different way, but it's a good opportunity, I think, for us, because using everything we've learned over these years and with our systems and real-life experience and adapting and trying to think about what may happen and already kind of trying to cater for that, so we're even better positioned to handle things.
I'd say the newer ones. Yeah. I'm not sure if that's the meters or the meter operators installing them, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
I think it's natural because they're newer meters, so they're new to everybody, so there's going to be some teething problems as they're being installed. Agent X has an agreement with Agent B whereby only Agent X can communicate with those meters, with those SIMs installed currently,
Right.
although they would argue that we do have an agreement for you, but we would have to pay an extortionate fee to do that, which is obviously not interoperable.
But even that, we're trying to find ways around it, trying to integrate yet again with our metering partner and get access to some of the data they can.
Site visits.
So yeah, that's the measure of last resort, if you like. If we've exhausted every other possibility, if we can't dial the meter remotely, if the meter operator can't fix the problem, or other things are played, then off to site visit to either get a read or manually download the data.
So less frequent in non-half hourly.
Less frequently in non-half hourly than half hourly, absolutely. And obviously it will be a lot more frequent in market wide when we go there, due to the condensed settlement timetables. We got a lot less time to act on things and get that data in for settlement and the customer. So it's going to be another big change that we have to deal with. Probably a lot more resource that we're going to have to bring in our site visits team to be able to deal with that increase in demand. But we're hoping we're going to be able to dial most of them rather than having to rely on site visits. But we're going to prepare for that as well, obviously.
I think it's predominantly consumption size. Because obviously the larger sites, if they're estimating, then it's going to have a bigger impact on the volume, estimated volume across the industry.
But we might have separate customer projects that might require a bit more prioritization, so we can tailor depending on the business needs or the customer needs in that sense.
Yeah. Remember, you can't mention names.
I remember I can't mention names, but I can think of a particular party that are, response rates fine, they do that, but the quality of the response, they don't even look at what you write, what you request in that sense. They just fire out their response because that's what they need to do to put a tick in the box. Meanwhile, you end up with maybe even over a year of playing tennis, for lack of better words, where you raise a fault and then they resolve it and then they fire it back, and it's just this constant tennis while the meter's still not dialing, it's not being fixed, the customer's not getting any data, and we're being damaged in terms of certain performance. So that's the first thing I can think about when I think about MOP. Yeah, not the response rates, that's obviously important, is the quality of the response. That's, in my opinion. So some sad stories out there, unfortunately, in the industry,
Is Start Connect better?
Absolutely.
Response rates?
Yeah, not to favour them, but they are. And I think that's because we've worked with them for such a long time, and we talk to them on a weekly basis, and we've recognised some of these issues, and we want to do better as working together. So we got a suite of different things that we do, particularly with our own MOP. So, for example, we can put a priority code in our fault request, so they know how, depending on the size of the site, so they know how to prioritize. Oh, this is a P1, priority 1, need to go out for site quite urgently in that sense, where other ones can go a bit at the back of the queue. So that's one way we can work closely with our MOP. And then the other thing that happens, they can provide us with specific codes in their D2 fault resolution. So just to tell us about the type of fault, if you want, which then enables us to kind of prioritize and manage those responses in a clever way. That's one thing, but another good thing we got with our own meter operator is when they exchange meters, you strip out the old meter, you have to get final reads so you can close off billing and settlement for that old meter, and then you have to put in a new meter. So any data that comes into ops has to go through validation. So a lot of our other meter operators, they just send some dodgy readings, if you like, that fail validation. So then if you think about some of the dumb meters that we got in our portfolio, they haven't been read for years, and all of a sudden you get a meter exchange. So it's really important that final read is accurate, so then you can get accurate data and settlement for maybe a period as longer as 5 years where you haven't had anything for that meter. Whereas with our own mob, what they do when they exchange the meter, they get pictures from the meter. I don't know if others do, but the fact that we are working as one, our systems are interconnected, so we can directly access those pictures. So, you know, mistakes happen. There's a human being that exchanges that meter at the end of the day. But having access to those pictures and that meter exchange means that we can verify that data, we can correct that reading, we can get accurate data and settlement. So that is one big difference that makes us different than working with any other meter operators, is the interconnection between our systems, the communication, the bespoke procedures that we have put in place over the years to better handle the data. We can, especially now, being one, you can literally get hold of someone on Teams. If you've got a urgent issue that needs to be resolved, in that sense, it's not just a case of picking up the phone and you know people because you build relationships. So yeah, you're more likely to get a resolution. We got tasks allocation that goes on Teams as well, so kind of moving away a little bit from email, because let's face it, we all get thousands of them things, so then kind of moved over, taking full advantage of Teams, and you can create tasks in Teams. So whenever we got an issue, we can raise it straight onto Teams to them. They'll allocate the task, and someone will look at it. We'll get much faster resolution, and that's all completely outside of D1, D2 territory. This is just pure communication as we come across issues and try to address them in a faster, different, outside of the box way, if you like. Yeah.
Yeah, the only other thing I would add is that we kind of can do bespoke reporting in terms of, you were saying about meter exchanges.
Yeah.
We're looking at where we have done meter exchanges. Are we seeing faults on those meters in the first couple of months after they've been installed? Yeah. It's rare, but it's highlighting the quality of our meter exchange process, and we can feed that back directly to Start Connect.
Can also highlight the quality of particular meter types, and some of them being a lot more problematic than others. Yeah. Can even go down drilling in particular operatives, maybe doing these exchanges. You can track back, see, is it a training issue? Have they not configured the meter correctly, etc. So yeah, no, you're right. That's another big thing. Come and speak to Stark, I would say, or, you know, if we're not directly contracted with you, talk to your supplier, talk to your TPI, make sure you understand your contract, what services you're paying for, and yeah, choose us. We are best in class, and we are worth it. We provide the best data quality that it can be out there. We're proactive, we're passionate, remember our core values. We're passionate, we are innovative, so we're taking all of those things, and all the hard work goes into making sure we are ready for market-wide.
I'd say to make use of the increased data and the extra granularity of the data, because you might already have this for your half-hourly settled sites, but you're going to get this for all of your sites now, which is going to be half-hourly data, and that's going to enable you to do things like look at time of use and potentially move your consumption into off-peak times and save money that way. Save
money, waste less energy. Yeah. It's all about that, and getting ready for net zero and helping the planet the little we can.
And obviously we have platforms at Stark that help display those half-hourly periods in helpful ways.
A lot of clever ways. It's actually quite sad, but I'm looking forward to like the go live date. Like I can just imagine myself like, oh, December and it's left on half hourly, quick. Is it in half hourly? What's going on? No, so it's just like all that, and watching the volumes migrate and making sure they come into the new system, making sure, especially in the first few days as we go live, it's going to be a lot of nerves. Is it working as expected? Like what X factors that we haven't factored in that aren't supposed to happen are happening, and how are we going to deal with that? So it's all that excitement until we kind of the dust settles a little bit after that, and we're like, we can breathe and be like, it's fine, we're ready, it's all working, all good, thumbs up, well done everybody. But yeah, it's just those first few days, I think that's what, because there's been so much work from everyone, operation, technology. It's an incredible journey, if you like, in that sense, and like we basically want to see those results come out and work, because I think it'll be great. So yeah, that's my bet. Just the first few days, like yes.
Yeah, I think for me and a lot of other people in ops, we care about data because we're quite sad people. So the thing that I would say excites me is just getting better data, not just within for meters that Stark are working with, but across the industry.
Yeah.
It's going to. The idea is it will be more accurate data, more frequently, because there'll be more half-hourly settled meters, and yeah, better data, better insights.
Better results for our end customers, suppliers, settlement, money exchange, and yeah, so in theory everything should work in a much more streamlined, clever way.